Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Well, we are now putting the spotlight from the game to some gaming, and one of the greatest games ever to have released is Remastered. It is The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, and it has a few tricks up its sleeve to get us all back into the experience. Grant Hines, he is here to let us know whether it is a yay or a nay. Grant, this is part 2. If you never played part 1, can you play part 2? That's always my question.
Yes, you definitely can. And because this is a remastered, Last of Us 2 obviously came out after the first one, and it's already out, and this is a remaster of the second one, and there was a remaster of the first one. But
so they keep remastering things. Quick question, this looks really real, and I'm assuming quite violent. Is there an age restriction?
There's definitely an age restriction. This is for adults, because there are very mature themes in this. Not only just the fact that there's a lot of action in the game, there are just a lot of mature themes that are discussed in the story, which is awesome, which I actually want more games to be able to do. It's like a good piece of literature. In fact, when I say it's one of the greatest games ever made, I really, really mean it. The Last of Us 2 is just, it tackles so many cool things. So just to give you a little bit of a rundown, there's
someone there in the shadows. It's very foggy.
Yeah, it's very foggy. Let me take them out quick. I was gonna take them out. Ooh.
Oh my gosh, we are live on TV right now, and Grant Hines is getting distracted.
Yeah, we playing games.
Because you don't want to die.
So we're playing this. Okay, so let me just quickly explain to you how Last of Us is. And
you can't pause it. Who's that person?
No! I'm running. You've got to run. No. So I might die, because we are playing on TV, and it's real hard to do this. Are you? No, where's my friend? Help me!
You're alone.
Do
I have to have a remote?
Hey, no, you don't have to have a remote. Okay. So let me run down because I don't get distracted. I have to pause it. Okay. So The Last of Us is a game that is set in a post-apocalyptic world where there's something kind of like COVID, but it's taken over. It's a fungal virus, and it's taken over, and it's created a lot of zombies. Do you know those parasites? I don't know if you've seen them. Those David Attenborough ones where they take over the minds of the snails and stuff, but it's happened to humans.
So it's happening here in this game?
Yes. So it's happening in this game, and it's a little bit. It's interesting in the fact that it's not about that. That's just where the action is. But it's about what happens when humanity are in that situation.
Okay.
And intimate stories. The Last of Us 2, very divisive story in terms of I don't want to give too spoilers away, because if you haven't played...
Give me an idea. You don't have to give me a specific spoiler, but when you say there are different themes being unpacked, what are the types of themes? Is it now like a free-for-all, because you clearly don't have to budget when you go grocery shopping? What kind of themes are these?
There's a lot of human factions that are engaging with one another, and obviously there's a free-for-all between them, and I'm going to give a little bit of
This is Grant Hines trying to be politically correct.
No, I want to give a little, without giving the spoiler away.
Okay.
So at the end of the first game is old. At the end of the first game, your main character, Ellie, who's also in the TV show, which we'll talk about a little bit later, is the only person that they know that's immune to this virus. So scientists want to find out what's wrong or what's well with her, so that they can create a vaccine for the rest of humanity. Unfortunately, that process is going to kill her.
Okay.
So the other main character that you play is Joel, who's her father-like figure. So there's a father-daughter relationship that happens in it. And instead of going what's best for humanity and what she consents to, because she goes, actually, this is the right thing, we need to do this, on the operating theater table, he kills all the scientists that are doing it and tells her they couldn't find a way to do it. Cheers, drives off. She doesn't know about it until the sequel.
Okay.
And now the twist is the actual people in the game, the scientists, doctors, their family members are looking for the people that killed their father. So then all of a sudden you're like, there are all these new characters that you just jump into and get to play. And then a lot of people are very angry with this because it becomes controversial, because characters die really quickly.
Okay.
Characters that you've fallen in love with die really, really fast.
Now I understand why this is one of your favorite games. Okay, so you gave us the ending of the first part.
Yes.
So there were no spoilers. You should have played the first part by now. So now I understand why you don't want to give any spoilers, because it's a whole experience.
And I think they're brave in their storytelling, because a lot of people wanted to get that. Anyway, better graphics is a brand new mode called No Return, and we can talk about that a little bit later. This is the one I'm playing right now, and it's a really cheap upgrade from the first one. I think it's $10 if you have the digital version, or if you haven't played it, I highly recommend playing this. And now's your opportunity to play it. The best graphics. Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing. Well, Grant Hines is not going anywhere. He is staying with us, and we're asking you to stay with us because we're going to continue to dive a little bit deeper. So let's find out what else is coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Hey, Zanele.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast show.
We're going to carry on reviewing a game that has been taking the world by storm originally. Now it's been remastered, and now we've got some comments to get through. Now, The Last of Us is what I'm talking about, and it's a historically important and impactful video game. And it's a series which is pretty important when it comes to video games in general. And Grant Hines is back to tell us exactly why. Now, listen, bro, we got all the hype out of the way. We know what we're talking about right now, but let's dive a little bit deeper. You briefly touched on some of the variations that we had from the original to the remastered version, but I want to dive a little bit deeper into some of those variations. What else can you highlight for me that really is a little bit different in this new version that I think anyone picking up the game is actually going to love?
Okay, so actually we're busy playing a game mode called No Return. It's brand new to the game. So
this is something you wouldn't actually get in the original
This is something you
version.
won't get in the original,
Okay.
and I really like the fact that they've done this. I'm just going to heal up myself, quick sticks. The whole idea behind this mode is that there's something in old school game design called a roguelike dungeon crawler.
Okay.
So roguelike dungeon crawlers are these ways of going through something randomly, like a randomly generated level, and then when you die, you kind of respawn. Hades was the big one. We did Hades on the show, if those of you remember. I love that kind of gameplay. It rewards you for dying because you go back to your home base with better skills.
Okay.
So, and then you can progress and get stronger and stronger and stronger as you
It's
get.
like real life, our obstacles that push us back make us stronger, and we come back even better.
Except there's no respawn in real life.
Yes, you
Ryle.
will die in real life.
Unless you've got Ryle's abs. Then maybe you respawn. So it's a very cool way to get into the game mechanics. Oh, I died.
Oh, no.
I see. This encounter got failed. So now we go back to the home base, and because we had home base, we can now then use some of the skills that we've learned in this encounter to do it again.
Okay, and hopefully do it better.
And do it better. And then it's randomized, so it's not the same every single time. Where enemies come from is different.
Oh, so you still got to keep your wits about you. It's not
Yes.
like, okay, I can develop a pattern now that I've
Yes.
figured it out.
And some of my criticisms, I would have loved to have seen this as a co-op thing. So here's some of the missions that you can see over here. So it gave me a D because we did badly. That's fine. We did do this, on TV, so that's real tough. And then obviously because it's a remaster, the graphics have improved by quite significantly. Well, I don't know. It's a lot of people will differ. This Last of Us came out in 2020.
What was that, like 1080p? What was that? Like?
Yeah, it was on the PlayStation 4, it was the whole last hoorah for the PS4.
Yeah.
And it's had such a huge cultural impact. Like on the screen, you see it right now. Nick Offerman played in the TV series, and Neil Druckmann wrote it. I say Druckmann, I don't know how else you say his name. I'm South African. And he wrote the series as well as the video game. And this is him having the last dinner with his partner, his boyfriend that he meets in the apocalypse. And it won an Emmy because it's so moving. And it's like a little bit of the game in the first game that appeared that you just hear about. But then he wrote this whole story around it. And that's the kind of cultural impact that The Last of Us has. So you've had the first one, and you have a remaster of that. And if you haven't played it, please do. And having a remaster of this, getting into the story, they subvert gaming in really creative ways. It's definitely worth getting into.
Well, you heard it from the GOAT himself. I'm talking about Grant Hines coming through with The Last of Us being remastered and giving it a thumbs up. Officially, if you haven't even played the game, then this is a great place to start. There's some great visuals here, and it's going to keep you entertained for hours to come. Grant Hines coming through with the goods. Thank you so much, brother. Well played.